Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 camp. So, we are down in Skyline Valley today, and we're taking a look at the new Camp Counsellor tent. This is the monthly Fallout First freebie that is available at the moment. Quite happy with this thing. It's quite cool. And, yeah, combined with the area, it's coming to quite a nice, very much a camp-themed type of camp. So, let's have a look at where we are. Okay, so Skyline Valley down here at the bottom of the map, the shiny new area. And we are just over here on the eastern side. You see we've got that little creek down the side there, and there is quite clearly marked on the map an island in the middle of it. And it does look rather cool. So I've had my eye on this spot since basically the middle of the PTS, so glad to take up the opportunity. Some other cool spots around I want to get onto as well. But as you can see, we've got a decent bit of space here. There's actually quite a lot of this island outside the build zone. And depending on how much you want those rivers in, you can move up and down it. We're going to drop the Camp Counsellor tent. This is the prefab, the new Fallout First thing, and just move it back towards this orange tree here. And I want to make sure it's just sort of lifted up a little bit so this little resource node down here doesn't get in the way. And also so we can kind of take advantage of what is one of the better foundations on a prefab, I think. There's just one small gripe with it, but the goal here is to line it up nicely down the end there and set it up to face towards where I want the other tent, which is near that tree at the other end. We'll straighten that out a little bit. Looks pretty good to me. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a campsite after all. It's going to be somewhat organic in its appearance. There we go. Number 2, you can see how low that'll sit to the ground, which is quite nice. But we'll give it a little bit of a boost. Get it up against the tree. Especially as there's a little bit of a curve to the ground here. I don't want it clipping through. There we go. That looks pretty much bob on. Now, let's head over here and start walling this place off. So, just on this side, we're going a little off-centre because I can demolish some trees but not others. So, this is going to come around this side a little bit. There's not much to really explore on this side of the map. There's some good camp locations, but still, I want a gate on this side. And I'm going to use this foundation to kind of figure out where I actually want a doorway to sit, which is sort of about here. I want it to line up so the outer wall will be somewhat oval, and that tree there on the right will basically be the outer edge. So we've got that about right. I've noticed a little thing, incidentally, while I was building this, that I think Bethesda have made some tweaks to this, and I really must check the patch notes because I haven't done yet. But one of those things is when you use a lower foundation on a lower patch of ground like that to create a setup so you can clip another one through the ground, that foundation that is clipping into the ground, which is not quite what's happening here, but did happen elsewhere, will then be registered as floating. Now, I don't know if this is just a Skyline Valley thing, just this particular spot thing, or if Bethesda have changed something, but that does create an issue, because I do like to sink them into the ground, and you can't remove the attached foundation now when you do, which is kind of annoying, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. So over on this side, we're going to create another entrance, and I'm going to use these frames. Obviously, we can't just place the ones without stairs down on their own, because, well, I've got no idea why, to be honest, but we can't. So I'm going to go one with stairs and extend 2 off to the side, and then you can remove the one in the middle that will allow you to snap and remove until we get one where we want. So if you want to see the exact order I did that in, watch it back a couple of times. But it does work to get that one floating on its own. So I'll get some railings on there, and you may notice that these half ones actually snap on individually on the full-length side. Don't know if that's new or not, but I didn't know it happened before. So it looks a bit more scrappy, and I kind of like it for that, so that's what we're doing here. Let's get some actual walls in. So a bit of a mix and match job here, as always with junk walls. I did hope to try and include the trees here and there in the actual wall. I wanted to clip this chain link fence into the tree, but sadly it's not going to play ball with that. I hoped I was going to be able to just nudge it over a little bit here and just snap on, but it was not to be, unfortunately. So we'll just go around it, I guess, which is fine. It adds a little bit of extra detail and interest to the location and really kind of leans into that campsite vibe. Get a chain link to go around the outside there. Flip that round just so that it looks supported by something pretty solid on both ends. Obviously, we've got the post on the right, but the junk fence is going to work on the left there. And we'll carry on. They've changed a couple of things about the menu, actually, it seems. Namely, that this fortress partition, I think the name has changed on. I'm not sure, but I feel like it has. And there's one of these that is no longer in with all of the others, and I don't know how that's different, but for some reason it's outside the rest of the group. Bit strange. We also have an icon that I think is suggesting when you don't have enough materials to build something, but I haven't quite figured out the ins and outs of that either yet. There's a new icon pops up anyway, which is interesting. Having a bit of difficulty getting this top encampment fence just to sit on the one beneath it there. It's been a little bit temperamental, so pull this side section here out. It's a very nautical looking piece over, and then we should have a bit more room. The collision should be avoided there. Nice, that's going to work. Nice. Adds a little bit more height, and we're going to add some extra texture to that, put some boards on it, and just make the whole thing seem a bit more solid later on. Looking good. Again, we've got this red-leafed tree here that we're going to have to work towards. And again, work around, because can't clip into it, but we'll drop a ordinary junk fence in here, make things up, and use the corrugated one. And then grab the chain link, and this will allow me to just kind of do a little zigzag around the base of the tree here. Interestingly, the roots are being somewhat more cooperative in this time, which is helpful. Not quite as cooperative as I would have liked, but we can manually position this so that we can just go around the corner. There we go. Play around with that for a bit, and we get there. Nice. So, let's grab this big lad here. I don't get to use this very often because it can be a bit awkward, but it's a fun piece. In this case, it'll sort of bring the fence out a little bit, whilst also sort of reach around the corner of the tree, which is helpful. Now, around here, we've got a little gap there, so I'm just going to close that up with another bit of chain link, just to make sure there's nothing that looks like there's anywhere for somebody to squeeze through. Not that technically they can anyway, but it's about appearances, right? So there we go. At this point, I'm going to head over to the entrance, and we're going to start working back in the other direction. And it's getting a bit dark here, so we'll just skip over too much repetition. But the idea is that it's easier to meet in the middle because you can kind of move both ends of the fence that way, whereas this door wants to stay where it is. So aiming at a fixed target is kind of harder, especially with a long junk wall, which it would be by the time it come all the way around here. So yeah, by meeting in the middle, as you can see in just a moment, we'll be able to make some adjustments. We'll need to add some extra layers to these various chain link elements, though, to make them a bit thicker and a bit sturdier feeling. But there we go, you've got two halves meeting here. And this wooden junk fence should fit quite nicely there. There's a bit of overlap, but that works okay. Just going to add some more detail later. Nice. So, speaking of adding some detail, let's have a look at that. Obviously, we're going to continue the same principle around the other end of the camp, but I decided to do something a little different with this encampment gate. I wanted something less spiky, really. It's not supposed to be a raider camp, this. It's supposed to be a bit more of a fortified scout camp. So I didn't really want too much in the way of the spikiness, but options are a bit limited. Other options are a bit too short, really, or too tall. Or, yeah, basically this gate fits best, so I've spun it around, so set it up nice and closely, and it'll open inward there, and it looks okay. I think, anyway. So, I'm going to drop a concrete guard post here, just a bit of extra three-dimensionality, a bit of extra texture. Leaves a little bit of the sort of wooden pallets showing as well there, too. And use a concrete hedgehog around here, just to kind of mirror it, but not too much. Looks quite nicely on either side of the gate. And we'll have a look at this bit of chain link. Now, I was having an issue trying to figure out what I wanted to put up against the outside, but with the tree here, I thought we'll just basically pile some junk against the tree and the fence here, make the whole thing feel a bit more sturdy. So in this case, a barrel and a couple of boxes. Box being a bit awkward. Well, the barrel's a bit awkward to get in because tree roots, ground, what's what, the game gets confused. Chuck a lobster trap on there. I think this is on the current season, I think. Either way, cool to have. Nice little bit of random decor you can just drop around. Speaking of random decor, the wet floor sign is very random here, but why not? There we go. Doesn't quite want to sit in the middle, unfortunately, but that'll do. So I'll bounce over this side again, and add a few extra bits of flavour on the outside. Random construction barrier, more for texture than anything else. And we'll have a look at some of these new bushes. These are on the Atomic Shop at the moment. There's a whole bunch of grasses and bushes and that sort of thing that are in a pack, and there's a few new trees as well that are really, really nice to have, and they allow you to add some of that natural element back when it gets bulldozed. Although I do wish that bush wasn't bulldozing the grass. some things in this pack, as with the brambles here, do, and other things don't bulldoze the grass, and it also depends on location sometimes as well. And it doesn't help much. Oh, jump scare coming up. So yeah, we kind of need to watch out for lightning strikes in Skyline Valley. And just to warn you, they can also damage structures you're standing near as well, because my tents took some of the brunt of this. Interestingly, but there's a useful FYI for you. Still, that's enough decorating for now. I'm going to head off, finish this off, and we'll have a look at the tour in just a second. And here we go. Carried on that theme of decorating both the outside and, of course, the inside. I really like a little flyby here because I'm quite pleased with how this looks from the air and the kind of the shape layout. It's got a nice kind of Pioneer Scouts camp that's been fortified up to make it a safe place to hang out in the post-apocalyptic scenario we now found ourselves in. And yeah, I like the shape in particular. I really wanted to go for that kind of oval shape. It's kind of a bit like a Viking ship burial in its layout. But it also follows the shape of the island, so I kind of like the look. Yeah, very handy to have that ability to pan around with the camera now that Bethesda added. Definitely pleased about that. Don't use it often, but it is quite helpful. So let's take a little spin around the outside. You can see I've added a whole bunch of extra decor, and some of the trees have come back as well, and I'm quite happy about that, because it really does add that it's been here a while, camping in nature vibe to the whole thing. And yeah, it's quite good. Added some extra fencing on the outside to just make that gate feel a little bit more substantial. It does kind of funnel people towards the middle, but that also puts them directly under the fire of the turret, so it's not such a bad thing. Shrubs and some canoes and bits and pieces there coming together quite nicely. I did some extra textures to the back of what is actually a stash box there, but we'll have a look at that from the inside in a minute. There we go, some extra details. Those standing signs that pop up from the Atomic Shop occasionally are quite helpful for plugging little gaps too. Come around the corner, and as we can see, the whole thing looks decently sturdy, I think. I don't use these concrete tyres a lot, but they are quite helpful on occasion. A few more shrubs. The little grasses just around the edge there are also from that pack of plants and stuff, so grab it while it's available, because it does work rather well. A few more bits around this side. There's our back gate. I decided to swap it out for one with a roof, because it just kind of... it just looks good. I wouldn't have minded putting extra supports there, because that roof does feel like it sticks out a little too far. But nonetheless, it makes things a bit more interesting. Whole load more details. I don't often put turrets in camps, but there are a few beasties around here that, at least as an early warning system, it will work quite nicely for. And I had plenty of spare budget, so it's always helpful. Another bit of concrete with some extra set dressing attached. All these shrubs around the walls as well, stuff that I had added in. They will start to delete grass, as I say, which is a bit unfortunate, because it would make the whole thing seem a bit more natural if it didn't, but what can you do? This should be where you fast travel in, though I haven't tested it yet, hence why I've put some of the signs, which are in the current season, up on the outer wall there as well. This car, I believe, has come from the new expeditions, which is quite cool down in Atlantic City. It doesn't quite blend in with the colour of the grasses in Appalachia, though, so that's a bit of an issue. It does match Atlantic City, but we can't build in Atlantic City, so it's a bit of an odd choice, that. A few more bits and pieces around the side. You see you've got the Welcome to Shenandoah Park sign, which makes for a nice junk wall piece as well. It's not the easiest to place, incidentally, but it does work quite nicely. So, let's make our way inside. I'm deliberating on whether or not to do something about those rocks, because they are a bit in the way of the entrance. But most of the options to get rid of them will also get rid of a load of grass as well, so... Decisions. Quite happy with this. Nice and busy on the inside, but not too crazy. Just looks like it's busy than it is in a way, which means there's plenty of room to move around. It's plenty decorated enough, but there's also budget left if I want to add anything else later on too. My Nuka-Cola collector in the corner, practically obligatory. We recently discovered that letterbox there is activatable and has like little birds on it and things, so it's quite cool. So I decided to put that in there as well. Let's head on into the living quarters tent. And yeah, this one's alright. Putting stuff on the walls in here is a bit of an issue, because obviously the canvas. But on the other hand, big blank stretches of wall doesn't look that great either, so... I tried to make most things look like they were hanging from the wooden frame, and I think for the most part it works. Plenty of space to kip in here. And yeah, on the whole, pretty pleased with the look. Nice and comfortable, somewhere to chill out and chat on the sofas. Some tunes and a little bit of a display there. Decided to mix up the approach to the coffee table as well and just put it on as a display rather than a coffee table because, well, I always put it down the middle in between the sofas, so I thought we'd change it up for variety's sake. Got to have a coffee machine somewhere, so I've squeezed it in on top of the desk there. Grandfather clock is a bit of an odd choice for a campsite, but this is the first time I've had the occasion to use it since I got it, so quite happy about that. We have here a little mow the mole cutout. I'm not sure if this is a season thing or if it's one of the drops from the new events and things. It's a newish thing anyway, so it's quite fun, and it is interactable. You can go up behind it and have a picture taken in there. Got a little brewing station outside here. Put on a couple of foundations. This is where I discovered that foundations were not playing nice anymore. I do like that little flower pot inside the cage though, that I merged the two together and it came out quite nicely. The bathroom on that side. And here is a little tent and cooking and fireplace area. Quite like this. I did want to use the big grey tent that you may have seen in the background earlier. Unfortunately, because it's got that central pole on it and it demolishes all the grass, it wasn't looking too great. This one's a little bit too clean. That's unfortunate, but it doesn't demolish the grass as much, and I can actually place stuff under it without the leg getting in the way, so that was a win. Yeah, we merged two of these fireplaces together. It makes a nice little central fire pit, which is fun. Little seating area over on the side here. Figured it's somewhere for a couple of people to sit, have a drink, have a chat, and gave me an excuse to put, well, gave me somewhere rather, to put the Jersey Devil plushie, which I do like. I don't have a lot of occasion to put it in because it's quite big. Takes up quite a lot of room. So, there we go. Vendor in the corner there. It's actually two vendors, just in case, but, you know, why not? And this little shed thing here is actually a stash box. It's on the Atomic Shop at the moment, so if you want it, grab it while it's there. It is big though, obviously, so that's why I decided to fit it into the outer wall, because it just kind of looks like it belongs in the space a little better that way. So, tent number 2 is our crafting tent, and I could probably have just about squeezed all of the workbenches in here, but excess amounts of fire, which there's still a little bit, and space, decided against it. Plenty of decoration though. Managed to get that little runner rug down there, hallway rug basically, going up the middle, and I'm quite happy with how that looks. Again, the stuff on the walls are a bit odd, but I guess they're pinned up somehow. But yeah, the walls are nice, but when they're big and blank, it just looks unfinished, you know? So I did need something there, I think. I'm quite happy with. Well, all the benches are working. I remember to check this time that I can actually get at them all. But quite happy with the result. The scrap box and the ammo box being tucked in the back is not quite ideal because it's a little hard to reach them, but they otherwise look out of place in this kind of a camp, so kind of makes sense to tuck them out of the way a bit as well. Got the target and the arrows, which are new items, all on the scoreboard at the moment. Well, whatever we want to call it, season pages, so that was kind of fun to play around with. I haven't had a symptomatic in a camp in a little while, and I'm running low on disease cures because of it, so helpful to have that one tucked in the corner. Quite happy about that. Little outhouse over here. Pretty sure I dropped that down lower than that, and it seems to have popped up again, so I don't know if there's some funny business going on here. I will have to have a look into that. But it was lower than that when I originally placed it, so that's a bit strange. Yeah, all in all, I like this. It's kind of got a post-war fortified vibe, but also that Pioneer Scouts camp that's been taken over. It really does feel like a campsite. And I'm quite pleased that most of the grasses have grown back and things. It looks reasonably wild and like the environment is taking over a little bit. Yeah, quite happy with the results here overall. Fun with the plushies around that little fireplace there as well. Needed something, didn't it? I was surprised that those pots and fans would hang from the tent as well, but they did just fine. So there we go. Hope you folks enjoyed that one. First camp in Skyline Valley. Many more to come, I'm sure. If you did like that, please consider dropping subs and likes. I very much appreciate. Down below, as always, social media links, merch store, channel memberships, all that good stuff if you want to support the channel that way. Hugely, hugely appreciate that. Massively helps out. So massive thank you to everyone who's done that. And if you get a chance, join us for live streams as well. We are, of course, playing Fallout 76. We're playing Fallout 4, and we've got some other bits and pieces lined up for coming weeks and months as well. So do keep an eye out for that. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.